When you think of horror, what do you typically think of? Maybe a horror movie like Evil Dead or Saw? Or maybe a horror video game like the creepy atmosphere of Silent Hill? Or the shooting demons in dark corridors of Doom? Well, what if I told you that with the newer generation of people, they're starting to think that a certain fast-paced, colorful character with a sarcastic attitude is scary. Now, who's this character that I'm talking about? Well, it's complicated. Yeah, sorry for that really dramatic intro. That's not. I'm not gonna talk like that. I just really wanted to get your attention with that trailer. Did it work? I sure fucking hope it does. Sonic the Hedgehog. He's a little man. He's a little man and he's fast. People find him scary. Like the sight of just seeing the Sonic the Hedgehog 1 title screen produces fear into little babies, mainly little babies, like eyes. Like you could show them Sonic the Hedgehog and they'd be like, that's most of Gen Z and Gen Alpha. But me, as a Sonic connoisseur, I love the little hedgehog that runs fast. Why not talk about all the horror in Sonic the Hedgehog? Or at least a good majority of it. So yeah, let's go on the journey of looking at the horrors of Sonic the Hedgehog. So we're going to start with official Sonic games. And why not start with probably one of the more infamous ones, that being Sonic CD. Now, Sonic CD isn't a good game, and I think the scary part is actually trying to beat this goddamn game. I did it after throwing up twice. But there's a little interesting factoid about this game, and if you're like playing the game on like Sonic Origins or the Steam release of Sonic CD, if you got it before it got delisted, go down to soundtrack and change from JP to US. Do that in the main menu of the game. Then also go into settings and ensure that you have spin dash set to the first option, or else the game's going to be damn near unplayable. And then what you do is you go into the game and get to any boss. And you should hear this. That's fucking horrifying. That is a creepy ass song. Like, why? In the fucking Japanese version of the soundtrack, which is why I told you to change it, it's like hip hop. It's like a 90s hip hop song. So, like, it's ridiculous, and it's the same theme as the Game Over theme too. So if you die 3 times, you hear that. Now, of course, that's not the scary part. The scary part is activating the sound test and looking at the image that's associated with this song. So pretty much to access the sound test, this is at least how to do it on the Sega CD version. You go to the main menu, you press down 3 times, so down, 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 left, right, then A. Then you have, a bunch of things where you can put in numbers. Like, if you do this one, you get a little cute Sonic. You get a little guy. In this one, you get Tails,
See you next game, because he's not in this game unless you have the Steam or Sonic Origins. And then you have the two infamous ones. This one, which is Batman, which, I mean, Batman isn't exactly made for kids. Like, have you seen Dark Knight? It's kind of fucked up. And probably the more infamous one, this one. Saying something on the lines of, fun is infinite with Sega Enterprises, Majin. And from what I've heard, or at least remember, Majin is like Japanese Satan. And was like the nickname of one of the fuckers. I don't know which Sonic team member had that nickname. But yeah, yeah, this is kind of scary. But again, the Japanese version, it's actually kind of funny because again, the Japanese version of the boss theme is like a rap beat. And of course, with any popular Sonic thing, there's an FNF mod made of it. You're going to hear that line a lot because the FNF community is more autistic than the Sonic fans, which I thought wasn't possible. Oh boy, Tails Doll. This one's almost as popular as Sonic EXE. Now, where did Tails Doll come from? I don't know. Sonic Team just decided, yeah, let's make this guy for our Sonic racing game for Sega Saturn. Yeah. Alright. And then they made Tails Doll. To get him, you have to play the second track and get all the coins, and you unlock him. That's about it. There isn't much to him. He's not even a good character because he doesn't even jump. He just kind of floats. Which makes him one of the more bad characters in the game. Now, why is he so recognizable in the Sonic horror sphere? Because the fucking thing's kind of creepy. And it was also a creepypasta as well. I know I've heard the story before when I was very young, but I genuinely don't remember what it was about. But yeah, he's just kind of there, and he's kind of like the Robin of Sonic's Batman. Of Sonic EXE's Bat. So yeah, I don't know what the fuck's up with this thing, but it was apparently really creepy as hell. And Sonic and, you know, Sega being very nice to the fan base was like, yeah, he's kind of creepy, ain't he? And decided, yeah, he's going to appear in the comics. You haven't seen this fucker in a very long time. He's just going to spawn in the comics again. Why the fuck is he back? But yeah, I also remember I have this Tails toy, and I used to play with it with my cousin all the time. And I remember we would pretend it was the Tails doll and it was like attacking us. And then we accidentally ripped the leg off because we were, you know, fucking tugging on the thing. That's all I know about Tails Doll, is that because of Tails Doll, it fucked up my Sonic toy. Sonic Schoolhouse is... Oh. An error has occurred. Well, anyway, Sonic Schoolhouse is an entertainment game. And it's not scary. It really isn't. I mean, it's kind of eerie. I mean, look at this fucking thing. But, I mean, it's not scary whatsoever. But there are people who are legitimately scared of it. A pretty good example I can think of off the top of my head is Peter Knetter, who has looked at this game twice. Maybe even 3 times. And I remember his video. I remember him getting scared by it. Like, slightly, but still getting scared by it.
In order to get onto the bus. It's like a ritual. Okay.
So yeah. And I also think it doesn't help that the game has a little bit of liminality to it. Which is just like a space that's very familiar. And feels very empty. Except this game isn't very empty. You know, there's fucking Sonic running around. There's Eggman and his giant fucking chompers. But still, people are legitimately scared of this game. And there's another reason why I can think of that. And it's probably because this game was a huge inspiration for the hit classic Baldi's Basics in Edutainment and Learning. Yeah, this game is a huge inspiration. Fuck, both games even have the same unused file. What the fuck? So yeah, this game was a huge inspiration for Baldi's Basics. And that's probably the reason why people are scared of it. And why this game's fucking expensive. But really, there isn't much to talk about with Sonic Schoolhouse. Because there wasn't much there in the first place. I would probably have to save it for like its own review someday, but even then, like, there still isn't much to talk about, even with the history of the game. This was a stupid fucking entry. Welcome to the honorable mentions from the official Sonic section. Before we go on to the unofficial stuff, we'll just quickly talk about these. We got the possessed Amy from an episode of Sonic X. I could see how that is considered scary. That makes a lot of sense. Bobbin Face from the development CD of Sonic 2. What the fuck were they planning with this? Why is this fucker in the files of Sonic 2? It doesn't... It's like they were planning on making a different game, and they were like, you know what, fuck it, let's make Sonic 2. Then we have Supersonic from the Sonic comics in Europe. Fleetway. Not Archie. It's really interesting. They pretty much said Supersonic's evil. Sure, man. Yeah, so it's just like a really evil Sonic. So whenever he gets the Chaos Emeralds, he's evil. Alright. I never read any of the Sonic comics, so I really don't know how he's evil, but I know he's evil. Yeah, that's our honorable mentions. Now let's do the unofficial Sonic games, and Sonic media. Now we're talking about the unofficial Sonic stuff. The stuff that Sega never officially, like, made official. If that makes sense. But it's more of, you know, spooky stories to tell online. Part 9. And why don't we talk about the most famous one of them all, Sonic.exe, and the reason why most kids today will never major in a computer class. Because these motherfucking kids are scared of file formats. But pretty much a quick rundown of the original creepypasta, which is an outdated term. And pretty much this is how the story goes, about this fucking Sonic nerd who says that he's a huge Sonic fan, and he's never played a glitchy or hacked game before, which is a complete fucking lie, because the story was made somewhere around 2012, 2013. Sonic 06 existed. That means he skipped Sonic 06. And he got a package in the mail, that being a CD. And he hasn't heard from him for 2 weeks, and he sends him a CD saying, destroy this bitch before it gets you too. And of course, our protagonist is an idiot and doesn't listen, and it's a CDR with written Sonic.exe on it. So he goes home, and he really wants to play it because he's a big Sonic fan, and he throws it into his computer, like most people would do when getting a random package from one of their friends they haven't heard of from a very long time. It could have been a fucking virus. And he plays it, and he doesn't like it. It's very scary. The Sega logo now said Sega 666 because for some reason everyone just agreed 3 numbers mean Satan. I don't know how the fuck that started. And it was really scary. He couldn't play as Sonic. He could only play as Tails. He played as Tails. Then he walks around and was like, this is weird and shit. Then Tails dies, and he tries to shut off his computer. He can't. He can't shut off the computer. He tries his damnedest best, but he can't do it. And he starts like crying and shit or something. I don't know. And then he plays his Knuckles. Then he plays his Knuckles. Knuckles dies. Then he plays his Eggman or Robotnik dies. Then this little funny plush spawns out of nowhere and attacks him. And that's about the entire story. I don't know why he never tried unplugging the computer. I don't know why he didn't, like, after that and it didn't work, I don't know why he didn't just, like, throw the computer away. I don't know why he didn't do any of that.
Because if my computer was stuck on some weird-ass Sonic game the friend that I haven't talked to in a long-ass time sent me in the mail, and it said to destroy the CD, I didn't listen, and I put it into a computer, and the computer wouldn't shut off, I would probably just ditch that computer. And just be like, alright, I'm living my life without a fucking computer. So yeah, that's about it. That's the entire story. Now, of course, with this being a spooky Sonic story from the middle of the 2010s, you would think that it would die out pretty fast, kind of like Tails Doll. But no, people are still attached to this thing. It's gotten to the point where people are more, like, where kids know Sonic EXE more than actual Sonic characters. Play the clip of that kid calling Shadow the Hedgehog Sonic EXE. If I ever see that kid in real life, I'm gonna punch him. But yeah, no, Sonic EXE was huge. Like, how huge? Like, pretty much every single piece of Sonic media out there has referenced him in some way. Fuck, even Sega knows of his existence. And has referenced him once or twice. Like, he is everywhere. He's Sonic levels of popular. But of course Sega doesn't like referencing him because the stuff's rated E for everyone, not rated M for mature. Unless you're Shadow the Hedgehog. So yeah. And of course, again, there's been FNF mods about Sonic EXE. Way too many, actually. Like, a ridiculous amount. It's to the point where there are two different Friday Night Funkin' communities. There's the normal ones and the EXE fans. And Athos fans, but we don't talk about them. Yeah, they get into their own separate pieces of drama. And, son of a bitch, I'm going to have to talk about Friday Night Funkin', aren't I? God damn it.